when I was, I toured. From 2001 to 2004. I started off being Lil Mo, was tour DJ. Then I became Fabulous DJ, and I DJ for Missy. I DJed on the Rock the Mic tour with 50 Cent and Jay-Z. So for about 4 years straight, I was a tour DJ. This is before I came to DC. So in 2001 is when I stopped DJing full time in Baltimore. For 3 to 4 years, I went on tour. Then in '04, I came to DC, and I've been here ever since. And I would say for those 4 years, I made so much money, but I blew it because I was keeping up with the Joneses, meaning that I was surrounded by people who made a lot more money than me, which were, I'm around Jay-Z's and 50s and,
Right.
These people, not knowing that these people are already multi-millionaires on the way to billionaires. So I would see them doing things and I would do it because I had money, but I didn't have the money they had, but you know what I mean? So I'm making money, so if they bought a new car, I bought a new car. And just little things that I did because, like I said, I was young. And I didn't know any better. So, and I didn't want to feel out of place. I didn't want to feel like I was the broke guy in the crew or the guy who wasn't. Like I said, no girl wants to be that girl in the crew that don't have the flyest bag and the best shoe. You want to, like, you don't want. If all your girls have on red bottoms, you don't want to be the one girl who don't have a pair on.
Yeah.
Because you just feel like, ah, man, I'm looked at funny. So I did little things, dumb stuff, bought jewelry and this stupid stuff. So. I think those were the 3 years of my life that I really blew the most money. And I blew it because I knew it was coming back. And that's what I say about the fast life mentality. When you know that the money's coming in, if you're not smart and you don't have what we call money management, you're going to spend it because you know for a fact. It's like if I know I'm making $100 today, why not spend 100 yesterday? Because I know tomorrow I'm going to make it right back anyway. Instead of me making 100 and spending 40 and banking 60 and then next day maybe spending 50 and banking 50, you don't have that financial intelligence, and I think that's one thing, and I know this is kind of off topic but on topic, that they don't have in schools. That I always, when I talk to a lot of schools for career days, and sometimes after the fact I'll speak with the teacher or principal, and I'll say we need to put financial empowerment in schools, just because when you look at the Chinese of the world and a lot of the Ethiopians of the world, they teach their kids financial empowerment from the age they're born, and they keep it in the family. And that's why when you notice when you go to an Ethiopian or a Korean shop, the mom, the daughter, the grandma, and the son works at the store. And in 10 years, the son's going to own that store when the daughter owns another store, because they teach that financial empowerment. And in our culture, history is taught us that we teach, reading, writing, and arithmetic, and how to be good and always do the right thing, but we don't teach how to save and invest money. You don't, and unless you go to a financial empowerment course, you're never going to learn that. So that's just one thing I wish we would put in, I would say starting in elementary school, teaching young people how to save and invest. And I think that's the most, like that, I mean, maybe, call me wrong, that's more important than you teaching this kid Latin, or teaching this kid, algebra or something they're never going to use in their life. Teach them, instead of teaching them how to do all these squares, teach them how the importance of money first, and then the importance of saving and not spending all your money. And if you make $10, know to put, even if it's $1, put something away. That way, when you consistently do that, it becomes routine and it becomes a pattern. And now, if you learn that at the age of 5 from your piggy bank days, by the time you get to 10 with an allowance of $1 a week, and when you get to 16, you have a job when you're making $300-400 a week, you now know the importance of $1. You now learn for the last 10 years how to save and invest. So now, when the time you're 21, you're not worrying about your parents giving you college or money, because you've already saved up $50,000 to $100,000 yourself over the last 15 years. So that's just something that I wish we would teach young people. And then, we can talk about that till we're blue in the face, but my opinion is not going to change it. But I hope somebody watching this, gets it to the right person, or somebody like, let's put this course in schools. And let's teach these young people how to save and invest, because we want more people not depending on banks to get student loans and not depending on these things, because, you have your own money. And the way to get your own money is to learn how to save and invest from a young age. Or you're going to be that person that's 25, 30, just learning it. And you have a lot of people that I age, that still don't know the importance of saving because they've never done it before. They've always lived paycheck to paycheck, or their parents lived paycheck to paycheck, and that's just how they've been raised, and stuff like that. That's inherited, and it's a pattern. If you did it, and your mom did it, and your grandmom did it, most likely your daughter's going to do it because that's what's been known in the family. So that's just, and they say that's something that's just passionate to me. I wish so many young people would just learn how to save and invest, and a lot more people would be better off by the time they get my age. Oof. If I can tell my 22, I probably have to take it a little younger than that, only because I think the fact that I've been through so much at a young age forced me to grow up fast. I bought my first house when I was 21. So most people, when I bought my first house at 21, can you imagine my neighbors looking at me? And I didn't buy, my first house wasn't, a little condo. I mean, I bought a house in a residential single family home neighborhood where, of course, at that moment, everybody thought either I was a drug dealer or I was a football player. Right. And I'm like, come on, or a rapper or something. So I've always been a step above my age bracket when it comes to business. And I think that's because, like I said, I lost so much at a young age. It forced me to learn the value of certain things at a young age. So if I can tell my 18-year-old self something that my 32-year-old self knows now, it would be to invest and save more, because I've made so much money over my 20 plus years of DJing, but it wasn't until the last, I'm gonna say, 10 years where I really learned the importance of saving and investing and not just blowing my money, because me and my wife joke about it. I said I should be a billionaire. I should be. And the reason why I'm not is because I made bad decisions young. I did stupid stuff like buy a new car every other month, and I would do stupid stuff with the money. And a lot of people say you were young and you were living, and you're right, but I'm still young. I'm 32 years old. People think I'm older than I am because I've been in this industry so long. But if I could tell my younger self something, it would be to learn the business. And I think that's the biggest thing with young people. If anybody young is watching this that wants to be a DJ or rapper or business woman, man, or anything, learn the business before you get in it. And I was one of those people that learned the business as I went along. And I learned from my mistakes. Luckily, I learned from those mistakes early on, that when I became 25, 30, I knew I wouldn't make those mistakes again. But if you learn the business before you get into the business, you'll be a lot better off, because you'll realize what you're doing is now a business. It's fun, it's entertaining, and you have a good time. But at the end of the day, this is a business. And I think so many people get frustrated because they don't understand the business. And history shows that frustrated people do one thing: they quit. Nobody gets frustrated and keeps going. You get frustrated and you quit. And the reason why you're frustrated is because you don't know what you're doing. So when you don't know what you're doing, you get frustrated, and you get frustrated to the point, but you know what, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I should do something else. Actually, it is for you. You just didn't learn the business. So I would say, if I could tell myself something, just to kind of get back on the question, it would be to learn the business quicker and just invest. Don't in this business, it's kind of one of those, they call it the fast life business. And you can make a lot of money fast, but you can also have periods where you make no money. So you want to make sure those periods when you're not making any money, you're still financially okay. So that would be my thing. I would tell myself, learn the business, invest and save my money, and just work hard. My motto, if you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, I say it every day: hard work, dedication, and consistency. Consistency is probably the main thing, because so many people work hard and they're dedicated, but they're not consistent. So if you're not consistent, people don't know what to expect. When I step into a party, the reason why I got the nickname the Party Kingpin, people know that I'm going to rock. I'm going to shut down the party. I'm going to put on the best show possible. And when you know that going in, people depend on you, and they can rely on you. So when you become consistent, and a lot of times, if you're not even as talented, if you're consistent and you're consistent at what you're doing, it'll make you look like you're better than what you are. because people know that this woman or this man is going to go 110%. And I always say in this business, you can't go 100% because you have a million other people that want to be you, and they're all going at 99 or 100%. So what's going to separate you from Quicksilva, or what's going to separate Quicksilva from whoever?
Right.
It's the fact that you're going 110%. So when I ask you to, paint the wall, you don't just paint this one, you paint all of them. You know what I mean? Because you know that eventually you saw it needed to get done and you just did it. And I think that's what most people mess up at, is that, I'm just using this as a figure of speech, but if you see this wall needs to be painted and you're a painter, and you paint the wall, but when you walk outside, you notice that all the other walls are terrible. You have people that are what I call business owners and employees. An employee is a person who does a great job when told what to do. But a business owner is a person who takes the initiative to get it done because they see it needs to get done. They never say, that's not my job, so I didn't do it. If you see something that needs to get done, do it. And that's been my motto with my DJing, with building my brand and my company. When I see something that needs to get handled, I don't wait on it. I'm not going to put it off till tomorrow when I know I can get it done today, and then by tomorrow I'm doing something completely different. Because now when my competition tries to do it, I've already did that, and I've already done that. When it comes from, DJs putting their face on mixtapes and all these things, these are things that I did 20 years ago, 15 years ago. So when I see it being done now, I'm flattered by it, because I'm like, I did that. And now every DJ wants to talk on the mic. And it's just so many little things that I see that I've been preaching to people for years. And now that when I see it happening, I'm like, wow, somebody's actually listening, and they're taking note of what I've done and how I've built this brand that's known to the world as the Party Kingpin Quicksilva.